And welcome to Wario Land 4. Figured I wouldn't interrupt the intro sequence and wait till we're in the game to talk. Okay. Get to a part quickly where there's okay, here we go. Okay, let's you want to change them to red ones because you get more money out of it. I feel alive. Wario. Here we go. Is this a good place to go on for a bit? The orange and a pinkish. Give more money for those that don't know and are trying to be completionists. Get the perfect endings and crap. Okay. There we go. So, I don't think I'm gonna talk through the entire game. The first passage, the Sapphire Passage, I'm gonna stay because for a few reasons. One, I love the music. I want the music to do the talking. I don't want to talk over it. And it's kind of hard to do a side-scroller, especially, I think, because you're trying to focus on a bunch of things at once, especially this game where you're timed on stuff, which you'll see towards the end. I don't do well on stuff either. I can play hard games, but when I'm under pressure with time stuff, I get a little panicky. I'm not good at time stuff either. Not that this is too hard, and that's also why I chose hard mode versus super hard. I can do super hard. It's just, well, one, the beeping with the hearts can get irritating and annoying. And two, you get a little stressed out when you're racing against the clock. Trying to do all that while talking. I don't know if I want to. I need to. Again, I don't want to talk about music, and I feel like I don't have a whole lot to say. Oh, I don't remember if the green block was dropping from here. I don't know if I have necessarily anything profound or fun or interesting to say during this game. Because I'm going to be all focused on the game because I love this. Oh, no. Wait, no. The hearts should get into the... Yeah, I think I should get the golden crown. Should. Oh! What was I saying? Crap! Oh, no. Right. I don't know. I feel like in side-scrollers I'm not going to have a whole lot to say, so there's not a whole lot of point to using the mic on them. Certain other games too, probably. Especially if it's a game that I'm going to be super focused on. There's no one. Dog on the turkey! As a kid, I used to think that was either a loaf of bread or a big, like, turkey you'd have during the holidays. Yay, gold crown, oh boy. If you're being a completionist, you want to go for those. You need a score of 10,000 for each level to get the gold crowns. By the end of the level. Bye, Keezer! I'll pause now. Kitty? Oh, no kitty. Oh, wait. Gotta get our free smiles and buttons and stuff. Now work it! Wait, that one sounded like Yoshi spitting something out. You around here? That was what I was looking for. Alright. Well, Wario do some weightlifting. Whoops. Stop in front of the door. There we go. While I do a little brief commentary. I plan on doing Sapphire next, the Sapphire passage, because it's after Halloween when I'm recording this, but it's still close enough, you know. The Sapphire passage is very horror oriented. Yeah, that's the word I was trying to think of. So I wanted to tackle that first, but I also don't want to, as I said, talk over the gameplay. I might during the Emerald passage, one, because it's just the easiest passage, especially on levels that I'm like, the music's not as good. Like the second level with the flowers and bees and stuff, it's like, meh. It's whatever, it's not amazing, but it's okay. So, if you do want to hear me talk, that's how I'm going to test it out. Sapphire is going to be coming up first, and then the Emerald Passage, I'll do dialogue during some levels. We'll see from there if the rest of the game, if you guys want dialogue, if I want dialogue, if I don't want dialogue, or if you guys don't want dialogue. Again, I don't think I'm going to have much to say. I love this game. Beyond that, I don't know what else to say. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Easily top 5. I had it as a kid. It was one of my first Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games. Game Boy Advance was my first console that I owned personally, not the first console I played on. Handheld console, I should say. There's a difference between home console and a handheld console. But what was I, like 5 or 6, I think, when I got my Game Boy Advance? I got Mario 2, which was known as Mario Advance on the GBA. Mario Super Circuit, Gallery Game & Watch Gallery 4, which I do plan on playing some of those on this channel at some point. This was probably the 4th, maybe not. I either got Pokemon next or it was this. It was either Pokemon Silver or it was Wario Land 4 that I get next for my Game Boy Advance. Not that Pokemon Silver is a Game Boy Advance game, but it's Game Boy Color playable on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I got the 3 Mario games for my birthday with my Advance. There's a lot of history and love for this game from me. I don't think I'll play the other Wario Land games, because maybe 2. I do remember liking 2 when I played it a few years ago. 3's okay. I don't think I'll play 1. Maybe if I can find a colored version, because that'd be new and interesting. Like the Luigi Land 2 video that I did, which, oh crap, I was going to continue that too. Whoops. Maybe I'll do that after this. I mostly wanted to release just the one video because Halloween is the Halloween zone. Very Halloween-y and horror-centric. But anything else I want to add before we proceed? I don't think so. If I think of something, I'll say it. I only planned on doing the Amethyst entry passage for the first video anyways. I get feedback. I remember this boss being extra hard and super hard mode, even harder than the other bosses, just because the time is so short. Even though it's the first and easiest boss. Easy mode felt too easy, and well, hard modes. Yahoo! Emerald Passage, Ruby Passage, Topaz Passage, and then the Sapphire Passage. Yeah. I've always viewed as, I mean, this is probably the easiest just in general. This one's medium, and this one's... I feel like, at least for me personally, Sapphire's the hardest, but there are a few levels in Topaz that are... There's one level maybe that's harder, specifically. I can't remember which one. Not the first one, but... sound room. I do plan on doing a completionist run for hard mode at least. Right. And as I was saying, I didn't do easy because it's too easy. Hard mode, it's also frankly too easy for me. But again, super hard is the beeping, and then under a timer, I'm a little nervous, stressed. Like, for comparison, this on super hard mode, I'd be a little more panicky versus playing Battletoads or Ghosts and Goblins. Games are obviously super hard games, some of the hardest games in gaming history. I'd be perfectly fine. I just don't do well under times and time stuff. Ugh. Even in school, ugh, I'd rather do essays than test taking just because I was so slow at taking tests. Ugh. Oh, anything else I want to add before I sign off? Oh, I guess I could say my favorite. Wario is probably my favorite Mario character. Mario was as a kid, but ever since I was probably a teen and just exploring more of the Wario games, just kept building on my love for Wario I already had. Rosalina, I might like Rosalina a little more than Wario. So Rosalina first, Wario close second just by a hair, and then Mario third, just because he's got my favorite colors and I was always the player one. Which is also kind of ironic. I hate the colors yellow and especially purple. They're probably my least favorite colors. Very ironic that I like Wario so much. I love garlic, like, oh, I love garlic like Wario. So, yeah, won't talk during the Sapphire passage. I'll probably talk during the Emerald just because it's the easiest and I won't be easily distracted and be able to keep my head in the headspace for talking while playing. And probably only during levels I don't like, such as this one. I think I like the rest of them. I like the first one's music. I like the fourth one's music. All the atmosphere with the rain and stuff. Oh, I love that one. Probably won't talk during this one because, I mean, I do like the music. It's not as much as these two or the Sapphire Passage music or some of the other level music, but is probably one of the more difficult levels for me just because of a few of the enemies that are present. Boom. 2 copies of this game. My Game Boy Advance. Well, no, technically, I don't have my original Game Boy Advance one. It disappeared one day. I won't get into the details. I think someone stole it. But I eventually got another copy for my Game Boy Advance, and then I got it on the Wii U. So technically, I've had 3 copies of this game in my lifetime. Ooh, doing laps. So, yeah. I guess for now, I can't think of anything else to say. Sorry for keeping you so long. Just figured I'd elaborate on my reasonings and things. Oh, kitty, you're there. Oh, boy. Oh, it's the kitty. So, until next time, I guess. First up, Sapphire Passage. Until then, bye.